Before our next and most recent training session, we had a press conference and we were given an opportunity to speak out on the Neymar controversies. And you guys are pretty much going to see the text across the screen of what we said about Neymar. And well, you guys voted in the top right-hand corner in the last episode. And you all said we should respond back to these questions about Neymar. As you know, he was talking some crap about us in the last episode. So we shot these questions in these comments right back at him. Maybe not the smartest move ever, but it's done and dusted. And well, let's just say we will probably not be playing with Neymar anytime soon in the near future. And with that, we are getting into our next training session ahead of Champions League football. It's back, boys. Champions League action. We're here in the quarterfinals. And if you remember in the last episode, it's funny because we drew up against Juventus, and then like Real Madrid drew Atletico Madrid, Barcelona drew Valencia, and Bayern Munich drew Bayer Leverkusen. So every team left in the Champions League is taking on a team from their home country. After that training session, you saw we moved to an 83 overall, and here's just kind of a look at how things sit, our overall, our current value, our wage, our form, all that listed on the screen right there. We're 22 years old, man. We're kind of old. It's one thing that I'm not really a big fan of in the My Player Career Mode series is that you have to start at like a 20-year-old player. You can't start at 16 or 18, which is so dumb. I have no clue why you can't do that, but hey man, EA Sports, it just shows they don't care about this game mode whatsoever. Like 0% effort put into the My Player Career Mode. I can confidently say they give 0% and put 0% effort into this game mode. They don't care. Hey man, whatever. Hopefully next year, 20 or FIFA 20, we're gonna get a good My Player version. Here's how things sit in the knockout phase of the Champions League. So far, we hold a 1-0 lead on aggregate over Juve. So let's see what we could do in this game right here. Juve against Inter Milan. Who's going to be the one that advanced to the semifinals of this competition? If for some reason we go on to lose today's game, well, let's just say next episode's probably going to be the final game of the season. That is something that I don't want to have happen. So yeah, let's win this one. Let's get into it. Remember to hit a like. We didn't hit 1,000 likes on the last episode for a few days, which is why this one is kind of delayed. So hit the like button, 1,000 likes. Next episode should be up as soon as possible. And it's Douglas Costa giving Juve the 1-0 lead. Things are tied, man. 1-1 on aggregate. And hey, it's level. It's anyone's game at this point. Is a nice goal as well from Douglas Costa. You guys are going to get a few looks at some replays right here of this goal. Keeper might have been able to save, but I don't know. It was a well-placed shot from Douglas Costa, the Brazilian beast. Number 11, Handanovic. He dives, can't get his hand on it. Yeah, I don't know, man. He dove, but it still looked to go through his hands. Interesting right there. 27th minute. Let's see if we can equalize. Wow, that was just a terrible shot. We're never gonna score shooting with our weak foot from an angle like that. That was absolutely terrible. 35th minute, Juve on it once again. If they go ahead and grab another goal, things aren't gonna be looking well for us. The only thing we have going for us is we are playing on the road, and if we do get another goal, that away goal will be so crucial moving forward. Juve nearly taking the 2-1 lead right here. A few nice saves from our defense and goalkeeper keeping us in this one, and one final chance of this half. It would send us to the locker rooms right here with 1-1 being the overall score. Will we be able to come back, grab some goals, and win this one in advance to the semifinals of the Champions League? We shall see. Nice goal from Douglas Costa during this half. 1-1 on aggregate. Let's jump back in to this second half, boys, and see what we could do right here. And to start this half, I'm a little bit concerned because it was Juve on the attack once again. After conceding the first goal, we were getting dominated. Juve, obviously the stronger team. They have a lot better players than us. You can see Edison Cavani right here taking the shot and missing. But yeah, they were overall the better team in this one. And in the 90th minute, a chance for them to win the game and move to the semi-finals. But as you can see, ball's going to be played around. We're heading into extra time, boys, and potentially a penalty shootout. This is going to be an intense end and, just a crazy finish. I guarantee it. Two teams from the Serie A duking it out in the Champions League. Let's do it, man. And we would sim through extra time just like that. One final chance for Juve, and literally they hit the ball out of play on the corner. Terrible from them, but it's going to force a penalty shootout to see who advances. Our Champions League journey could end right here, right now, today in our home country. We cannot let that happen. A penalty shootout. It's anyone's game at this point. And will I be chosen to take my first career penalty kick? We're about to find out. Let's get into PKs. This is it. It is time to determine the true semi-finalist of the Champions League. And Juve is the team up first. They're missing their first opportunity. I promise you this was going to be a very exciting PK shootout. We would make it 1-0 right here as Szczesny in goal for Juve, diving the wrong way. Is Juve up once again, and it's Bernardeschi. What can he do? He's missing. Nice save from Handanovic in net. João Mario would be the player up next for Inter Milan. The Portuguese man, what can he do? You've got to be kidding me. Anytime a player goes for the chip, it never comes off well for them. He misses, and it's now 1-0, and it would be 1-1 after Juve finally makes their first penalty, and a chance for us to gain the lead back once again. Can we do it? No. Another terrible penalty. No power, basically. Hit right down the middle. That is awful. Cavani, the Uruguayan, can he equalize? Yes, he can. Well, I don't think that was an equalizer. That actually gave Juve the lead, and this is it. The first penalty kick of my young career. Can we slot it home? Yes, we can. That is how to take a penalty right there, boys. We get the achievement. We get the accomplishment. But will it be enough to help us win the game? Another goal for Juve, and we need this one to stay alive. Here we go. Szczesny in net. It's my fellow countryman. It's Gnabry, the German. Can he equalize and send us to a 6th round in this penalty shootout? No, he can't. Another terrible penalty for Inter Milan, and our Champions League dreams are crushed. I thought for sure this was going to be our year, but no. The save from Szczesny, what was that? In this penalty shootout, our team choked. Terrible penalties, all placed with no power, pretty much right down the middle. A chipped penalty from one of my teammates. That was awful. That's not how you do a penalty shootout. And because of that, we're knocked out of the competition. I'm surely heartbroken and devastated after this loss because this could be my final Champions League game here playing with Inter Milan. We didn't have the best squad. We didn't have the most dominant or powerful squad, but we had a bunch of teammates who were very close with each other and knew how to play football together on the pitch. Well organized, well balanced, but it wasn't enough. And in the end, talent prevailed. Juve advancing to the semifinals. We've been eliminated. The next few days were honestly very tough on me. This was one of the first times that I'd lost in a big competitions. It's my first time really playing for, a club of this magnitude. I guess I did play for Dortmund, so I can't really say that. But still, getting knocked out of the Champions League this late in the competition is a big deal. And for the next few days, in between training, I wasn't really doing much. I was kind of hanging out with myself and not spending time with anyone just because I was a little bit depressed. Took, a few showers to clear my mind and was just laying in bed for most of the days thinking about ways I can improve my game, because anytime I lose a big game like that, I'm always blaming myself and I'm always wondering what more I can do to improve. We're just going to have to wait until next season to get another shot at winning that Champions League trophy. And it's going to be weird because it's most likely going to be for a different team. We're going to worry about that in the future, not at the moment right now. We are back in the Serie A because this year we're going to have a chance at raising the Serie A trophy, which isn't as big as the Champions League, but the Serie A is still a huge competition, a top 5 league here in Europe. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's try to win this competition. Next episode is going to be the last episode of our season, potentially career with Inter Milan. So be ready very soon. You guys are going to be getting to vote on our next team. If we want to leave, if we want to move, if we do want to move, which league, which team, all that stuff. It's going to be determined within the next episode. You guys are going to get to vote on where we play next. Very exciting stuff. It's always the most exciting time on this series to see if we're going to move to maybe one of your guys' favorite clubs or maybe one of your rivals' clubs. And then I love reading the comments of everyone like, I'm not watching your series anymore. I'm a Man United fan. You're playing for Man City. Not that I'm going to go to Man City, but still, you guys get the point. Guys, if I don't choose a team you like, don't take it personally. I can't please everyone. In these My Players series, I try my best to join as many different clubs as possible so you guys all get to enjoy the series for me, at least playing for one club you guys like. So yeah, we'll worry about that later. Let's get back into the action where, as you can see, in this first half, back and forth action as we're taking on a solid team here in the Serie A. It is going to be Roma, and they're doing very decent so far in this game. Few chances for both squads. We're into the 27th minute, and look at this. It's a familiar face. It's Jamie Vardy, who's been signed to play for Roma. Interesting move. Don't really see him ever playing in the Italian league, but here he is playing for Roma. And here we are right here with a chance, and we are going to jump out into a 1-0 lead. 33rd minute. It's about time one of the squads broke through and scored a goal right here. And a nice celebration to cap things off. I'm coming back with a vengeance after getting knocked out the Champions League by Juve. I want revenge, and I want to win a trophy this year. I can't leave Inter Milan empty-handed. I need some silverware, hardware. I need a trophy, whatever you guys want to call it. I need something as we leave this year. It's a nice goal, a lot of power on that one, and it's going to give us a 1-0 lead. Will that one goal be enough, though, to win us the game? A chance to make it 2-0. Just a late shot right there, and my teammates rebound. Well, it took a deflection in the 40th minute. Unlucky not to get another goal right there. Nice block last second for the Roma defender to keep them in this one. It's still 1-0, which is a lot different from it being 2-0, and that is how the half would come to a close. As I mentioned, next episode is going to be the final episode of this series. There's still 4 games left, but you guys know how I do it in this series if you're an avid watcher of the series. I don't actually play every single game. I simulate a few of them, so that's what we're going to do. And because we have such a big lead here in the Serie A, I'm really going to play the only games that matter. The game where we probably clinch the Serie A, and then the game where, I guess, the final game of the Serie A. I don't know how exactly I'm going to do it, but you guys will find out in the next episode. Hopefully we win it. If something happens, there is a chance that we could get passed up, but we pretty much have to lose every single game from here on out, which I don't think is going to happen. Nice goal from my teammate, and this is going to be the one that seals the deal. It wins us the game against Roma. That is a good feeling. After getting knocked out of the Champions League, we came back and we beat Roma, a very solid team. 2-0 is the scoreline. A goal and an assist for myself. And with that goal, I think we now have 11 goals on the season in the Serie A. It's definitely not going to be enough for us to win the Golden Boot, but as long as we can stay in the top 10 in the Serie A, that would be a successful year for me. Because we don't play every game, it's kind of hard for us to win the Golden Boot, at least in the Serie A. For the Champions League, we had a chance to win the Golden Boot, but since we're out of the competition, I don't think that is going to happen now. 2-0 though, final score, we're moving on. Next episode will be the last of the season, and you're probably wondering, what is this helicopter doing above my garage in my home? No, I did not spend money on a helicopter. We had some very important guests here at our house. These were representatives from a big club in Europe, and no one knows they're here but me. They were talking to me. It was the owner of a club and his wife, and they were trying to lure me to their team for next season. The only question is, should we be talking to these owners and representatives from other football clubs, even though we still have games to play with Inter Milan? You guys need to help me. Should we be doing this? Because if we get caught, we could get in trouble from Inter Milan. Vote in the top right-hand corner. 1,000 likes, and you guys will be getting the season finale of Inter Milan. It's coming soon.